sketchyGOichie.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of sketchyGOichie. I'd like to drop right into this Joker piece I did. Joker from The Dark Knight, of course, the film franchise version, the R.I.P. Heath Ledger version, the Wise So Serious version. Any other versions, feel free to fill them in on your own. But anyways, yeah, let me dive in by stating that I am, again, Roger Andrews, illustrator and host, and I am doing another portrait shot using photo reference. As usual, I didn't just grab an image, I sort of cobbled together several to make this make this reference work for me. And again, another suggestion I'd like to throw at my fellow artists and aspiring artists is never ever be afraid to use photos to capture the likeness of the characters that you're working on, particularly if they're actors, or they could be folks in your everyday life. But I find when working on a likeness, it's highly recommended to have a photo, which is almost impossible to do without. For me, I can work by simply putting a photo in front of me and then rendering and seeing where we stand, or I could find the image I like in the position that I like and do a little minor photoshopping to get it as dramatic and as dynamic as I need to be, and then capture the face just as I have there. Hopefully capture the face, I should say. Let me not be so pretentious. I like to share these just because I want, because I've done several, how would you call them, sort of, I don't know, critique sessions at universities, particularly at UMass Dartmouth. Shout out to everyone over there. And when I do a presentation for the students, I always like to sort of harp on the fact that it is not dishonorable to work from photographs and to kind of learn how to capture your rendering style by using direct reference. It could be real world reference. It could be, life studies, and it could be still life studies and all that. But I definitely think it's advisable, particularly when you're learning how to draw, to not just work from other artists, to sort of copy and trace over other artists. I think it's great to study them. It's maybe even cool if you want to kind of trace over there's a certain technique you're trying to figure out how that artist does it. That certainly works. But I think when learning how to draw, you should definitely work from photos, because you can kind of get a better grasp on the anatomy, better grasp on the lighting, better grasp on all the aspects that kind of make an illustration work. And that's my main motivation behind sharing with you these sort of pop culture icons, portrait scenes that I worked directly from photo reference. And anyway, so the key element is you want to add your own style. And hopefully what is being expressed here is, in the line art technique, some my own personal style emerges. Of course, it's a style that is filtered through many layers of inspiration over the many decades. I'm sure there's a bit of, Neil Adams inking technique, and there's some some Mark Silvestri and some Jim Lee, and there's a bunch of artists that I grew up on that I am channeling, if it were, and just the photo is, I'm using that as my way of really hitting that Heath Ledger version of Joker, and I want to share that with you guys. And I also want to share with you, just get in there and play around with, as you can see here, I'm kind of playing around with different splatter patterns, and it allows me to kind of create my own distinct piece of art, and that's all it's about. So, sketchyGOichie. Hope you all are living your moment. Hope you're happy sketching, and please do subscribe. Click the little bell icon, and you will get some more videos. Anyways, peace.